out by Green. Throws it back up top. James puts up the three. Oh, it's good! LeBron James from downtown.
Hello, welcome back to episode 3 Guys on the Mic. As always, my name is Jeremiah, joined by two co-hosts here.
Aaron.
William.
And so, 2 games into this NBA Finals, the Bucks find themselves down 2-0, right? However, a little bit of silver lining here, if there is a silver lining for these Milwaukee Bucks. They have a little bit of a break. So they have all day Friday, they have all day Saturday, and they're playing Sunday in Milwaukee. They have the home court advantage. What is it? Deer District, right, Loma? The Deer District?
Yeah.
Have the Deer District at their backs, right? Supporting them. A little bit, I'm open to the 40 here. There's a lot to take in. I feel like the Bucks have the advantage here because the Suns don't really have to change anything, right? So the Bucks are going to come out in Game 3, I believe, a whole revamped team, right? And the Suns are going to have to react to that, right? What's your thoughts here?
My thoughts watching Game 1 and 2. I think Suns basketball is honestly an art piece as we watch it. The ball movement, the way they communicate, the way Monty Williams gets to his young players. But with the Bucks, in Games 1 and 2, I think that honestly, the big three, for them to win this series, honest opinion, and it might come off as bad, but they all have to play good. Like with the Suns, CP can have an off night, D-Book can have an off night, Aiden can have an off night, because there's Michael Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder, and Cam Payne. They have four people. Pain Train. They have 4 people who can take you to the rim, shoot the three, and create their own shot. But with the Bucks, the big three, at least one of them have struggled every game.
Definitely.
Giannis Game 1 and 2, he's with the hyperextended knee.
I didn't see Game 1 as Giannis struggling.
Yeah.
No. I said one of them has struggled.
Oh, okay.
But I think that they all 3 need to play good for them to win this series, which is I see as a negative.
Okay.
Drew Holiday had a bad Game 1 and 2. Not really there shooting-wise, but his playmaking, he had 9 assists and 7 assists, Game 1 and 2. Chris Middleton had a good Game 1. He had 26 points, but Game 2, he only had...
Come on.
had 11 points. Drew Holiday had 17 points, but shot 7 for 21. And then there's Giannis with 12 rebounds and 42 points.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the big three just has to play good as a whole, which I see as a negative spot. And then a guy I see having big struggles in this series is Brook Lopez.
Okay.
I mean, yes, he had a good Game 1, don't get me wrong. But when you're 7-1 and you're that big, you should be grabbing at least 10-plus rebounds a game. Yeah. And then Game 2, he only shot 2 threes. Didn't make any.
Definitely.
And he only had 5 rebounds.
I definitely feel that, like, it has to be a coaching thing because they're having him on the perimeter a lot more. They're having PJ Tucker. They're having, Middleton occasionally covers, DeAndre Ayton, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're having the guy who's the tallest guy on the court not guard the Suns' tallest player.
That's another thing I don't like is that he's 7-1.
It's a coaching thing.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
but he's just and that's why a lot of people think that Budenholzer has a lot of, a bad rep in the playoffs when it comes to decisions. Because when Brook Lopez is 7-1 and Ayton is doing that to your defense, how do you not put the same they're literally the same height. How do you not put them on each other? That just doesn't make sense to me.
Definitely. I agree with you, man. You keep on calling them the big three, but 2 games in, they have not performed like anything close.
Milwaukee's big three.
Yeah, they have not performed anything close like what a big three should be.
I agree.
If for those of us think back to the bubble, right? The Denver's big three, right? Denver's big three. Going into this year, right? It's supposed to be Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray, right? And things happen, things arose, and the big three didn't really look like the big three, and the injury comes, right? I feel like right now for the Bucks, it's like you hit the nail right on the hammer, just hitting off the stats. I mean, Giannis has 42 points, and Middleton gives you 11, right? That's what I'm saying. Going back on their flight from Arizona all the way to Wisconsin, there has to be a lot of talk in there, right? I'm not gonna say it's over. It's not over by any stretch, right? No. Like the Bucks are gonna get home court advantage. They're gonna play 2 games, right? However, it has to be a radical change. It has to be a radical change. And Willie, you mentioned this before, Will. You said the Bucks are black Air Force One energy, right? And for game 2, the start of game 2, the Bucks started off hot, extremely hot. They were playing great defense. They were on a run, and they gave an inch. They gave an inch to the Suns, and they took a mile. Their shooters are too great. And Luma, you said that Cam Johnson has one of the purest forms as a 3-point shooter, right? The Bucks don't have those guys that still with momentum like that, right?
Exactly.
And I loved how you said that because when when like Chris Paul doesn't play well, I mean he's able to get built up by other players, right? But if Giannis isn't playing well in this series, they could get away with it versus a young Atlanta team. But during this Phoenix team that's led by a true leader, it's not going to cut it. It's simply not going to cut it. Wooly, your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts about these first two games. I have three major takeaways from both teams. I'm gonna start off with the Suns. The Suns are unstoppable when DeAndre Ayton is playing the way he's been playing these finals.
Yeah.
Having 22 points, 19 rebounds, only missing 2 shots all game in game 1. And then he has 10 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 steals, which is insane for a guy who's that big, having 3 steals, 2 blocks. And honestly, like how Lunaman was saying, if you don't have Brook Lopez, you don't have like someone on him. And again, they have a Defensive Player of the Year on their team.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he needs to, because he's been playing phenomenal defense, but I think at times you have to have Giannis on Aiden. Another thing is that the Suns, their role players, they stepped up huge.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's been all playoffs. I misspoke and I said the bench. I meant to say the role players. As you know, Jay Crowder, Bridges, he had 27 points in game 2. He was for most of the game he was a leading scorer until Booker went off at the end. And leading in with my third point is that Devin Booker, he wasn't shooting well in game 2, but he had that killer mentality. He had big threes. He had 7 threes, and all those threes came when the Bucks are just getting close, getting an inch.
Yeah.
And Devin Booker made huge threes, and he just put away that game multiple times. With the Bucks, honestly, just watching Giannis play in game 2, and again, he was healthier. I still don't think he's 100% healthy, but he's pretty much as healthy as he's going to be in this series. And having 42 and 16 or something like that, having that without a jump shot, without a 3, and then you're shooting below 50% from their free throw line, if he could fix this, he's going to be unstoppable for the next generation. A lot of people are still looking at Luka to be that guy, but I feel like a lot of people forgot about Giannis and who he really is. So I feel like with him, he just needs to fix his game. And again, everyone's like saying that he's not built for the moment, this and that.
No, it's opposite.
I have to disagree with that. He's been putting on a show, even in game 1 with the hurt knee, having 20 and 17.
Yeah.
So my second point with the Bucks is that Holiday and Middleton, they go quiet whenever Giannis is on the floor and whenever he's healthy. Now, it doesn't make sense to me. And again, I'm not trying to go back to my team in the NFL, but the Eagles, when Carson Wentz would get hurt, when anything like that would happen, that team would rise, right? They would rise to the occasion. They play phenomenal defense, and they would play just like how they should have been playing all year. And I feel like this is the same thing. When Giannis is on the floor, he's amazing. He's the most dominant player on the floor. But then his supporting cast doesn't really do it. They shy away from it. And my thing is that Jrue Holiday, he's not shooting well, right? And you see him in the press conference, right? And he just looks like, He's like, I mean... Oh,
I saw that too, that they were smiling.
He honestly, to me, I think he's like, well, I'm doing my part on defense. I'm doing my part with assists, with rebounds, stuff like that. So, I mean, who cares if I shoot bad? That's the vibe that I'm getting from him. We never know. Behind closed doors, it's probably eating at him. But right now, from the looks of it, he just looks like he's like, whatever. And my third point with the Bucks is that this team has the same look that they did going down 2-0 against the Nets. They had that exact same look to me. And honestly, like, when you don't close out on the 3-point line against the Suns, a team who's phenomenal at 3-pointers, they were just getting out-hustled in the first 2 games. It was one of those games where the rebound should have gone their way. It got tipped, and it went back to the Suns.
Yeah.
They could have closed out a bunch of threes, wide open threes. Yeah. You're not going to win a game when the other team has 20 threes on you. You only have 9. And the fact that these games are still very close, and the Bucks are getting out-hustled and outplayed, and they're still very close, I mean, I still have hope for this team. I still think the Bucks could win in 7. But my thing is, it has to be a drastic change, as Jeremiah said.
Yeah.
On this plane ride, they have to be talking, they have to be engaged, they have to be locked in, and Giannis is going to be the forefront of that. I know Giannis is going to play phenomenal, but it depends on Middleton, as we've seen, taking over quarters by himself, and Jrue Holiday just playing phenomenal. And it doesn't make sense for Jrue Holiday. He has wide open, good looks, doesn't knock him down. But then out of nowhere, he'll do a driving, spinning layup and get an hour. So like, it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, so those are my points. I think the Bucks need to bounce back. I think Game 3 is obviously a must-win for them. And Game 4, I feel like you have to go back to Phoenix, putting the pressure all on Phoenix. So yeah. Yeah,
definitely. I think we all have good points. We all agree here. One thing I'm gonna say, I don't know if those of you watching, or even us here, if you guys have noticed this, but PJ Tucker, at this point, 2 games in, he's hurting this team more than he's helping them. I believe as a starter on this team, it is atrocious that you are a grown man. What is it? It's something like 17 years in the league, right? He's been in the league a long time, right? You're a professional athlete, and you can't make a corner three when you're wide open. And I'm making maybe he doesn't hit the right one, and he goes to the left one, he misses the left one. It's like we talk about how these role players on the Suns, these players on the Suns are hitting they're hitting momentum shots, right? They're like. They're changing the game, right? They're like, you hit a shot, like, okay, boom, new ball game, we're back in this, right? When you need a bucket, when you need a big three from a wide open three, Brook Lopez makes that three, but PJ Tucker doesn't. It is. People want to point the finger at Middleton, point the finger at Holiday, but I'm pointing the finger at PJ Tucker right here, okay? Because it is. There's no reason for that. He's not a bad player. He's not a bad shooter. He's an amazing defender. It just at a certain point you have to realize. Everybody on my roster just realize if we play 4 games with everything we have, I'm gonna be a finals champion, and nobody can ever take that away from me. It has to click. It has to click. Holiday had an amazing hustle play on defense when he went and he blocked Aiden. That possession, right? And nobody else came, right? Like I would be frustrated because I'm like, you don't want to win. You don't want to be a champion, right? I feel like we said on this plane ride, a lot has to change. You mean a lot has to change.
It shouldn't be quiet at all on the plane.
Should not be quiet. Yeah.
No.
Like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited to watch tomorrow. Anything else, guys, before we close out?
And you remember last episode how we were saying the Bucks have to win this with their momentum?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like every time they try to get a momentum swing, the Suns just snap it.
Yeah.
And it goes to them right away.
And I hate Crowder, but Crowder is that guy right now for momentum. It's frustrating to watch as I'm someone who wants the Bucks to win.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts,
agree.
guys?
No. Good on that, Willie?
No? Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of 3 Guys on Mic.
Actually, hold off on that. We actually have another game show.
Oh, we do.
To bring to you guys, yes. I didn't tell them the name of this one, but it's actually called Jewelry or Foolery.
Ooh, that's unique. That's unique.
Okay, so as we all know, there's been plenty of NBA greats, all-time greats, Hall of Famers, who have sadly ended their career without a ring. For example, Charles Barkley, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Dominique Wilkins, etc. All right? But this game, I'm going to give 2 players, okay? And taking into consideration with all the trade rumors going around when free agency hits, I'm going to name off 2 players, all right? And you tell me if they end their career with jewelry or foolery. All right? Okay. So number 1, Damian Lillard or Russell Westbrook?
Damian Lillard. I was using the jewelry. And foolery was a Westbrook. Because Westbrook's, what, 36, 35?
He's only 31.
Westbrook's
30. He's 31.
Westbrook's 31.
Yes.
31. But either way, yeah.
I still go Dame here.
Yeah, I'm still going Dame.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't like Russ on the Wizards. Like I mean, he's cool. I mean, but I'm saying, like, to win a championship, I don't. No.
Okay, so if one of those 2
go... I mean, because Dame's a superstar. Dame is still a superstar. Russ is still a star, but he's not a superstar. You mean he isn't a clear-cut one on a team? I don't believe so.
I think he is.
I think Russ puts up superstar numbers, but I think when it comes to you need him to be that superstar in a playoff game, I don't think he's the guy.
Okay, just a quick answer. If either of these 2 go to the Lakers, who gives them a better chance to win?
Dame.
Okay.
Because I feel like Russ and LeBron are kind of the same player.
I agree.
One's just taller.
Number 2, Donovan Mitchell or Jason Tatum?
Well, why don't you answer this one?
I'd say Tatum ends with the ring.
Of course.
And Donovan Mitchell does.
Okay.
I see why you said that.
Yeah, of course. I say can I say this? They're both gonna end up with the ring. I believe they're both gonna be champions. They're both phenomenal young talents.
That's a sizzling hot take right there.
Right? I feel like right now, I feel like the Jazz have a better roster than the Celtics do.
I
So
agree.
I give the Jazz.
Wait, that was an option. I would have picked both if that was.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just let it be an option.
I guess.
Yeah. For those 2, I'll give him it.
All
For number 3, Embiid or the Joker?
Joker.
Yeah.
If you
definitely.
tank for a full decade
Oh my God.
and don't get to the 3rd round,
I think I saw this. I think I saw that coming.
So,
As I wrote down the list, I knew Willie was gonna go in on that.
So my friend, my brother, Nikola Jokic. I do believe he's gonna get a ring.
when do you think he's getting that ring?
Yeah. See, that's the thing I was about to say.
Give it a year span.
See, it's. I want to say it's gonna be with Jamal Murray. You know what I mean? I want to say it's gonna be with Jamal Murray, but I do not know. I don't know that conversation. I don't know the blood they have together. You know what I mean? However, I still feel like right now they're in a better position because Jamal Murray is coming back. You know what I mean? He's coming back, and he's a skilled shooter.
But he's coming back off of ACL.
Okay, yeah, but it's been he's gonna have a long time to recover, right?
Well, he did get hurt in the end of the season, by the way.
It was like 45 games. Ben Simmons though, right? Ben Simmons has Joel Embiid's too, right? His co-partner, right? We don't know if the guy's coming back, right? Doc Rivers said, hey, he's still a member of this team, right? But when he asked, could he be the point guard on a championship team? He's like, I can't answer that question. So Nikola Jokic.
Next one, and this one I really want you guys to take consideration to the free agency coming up. All right, we got Bradley Beal or Domantas Sabonis.
I'd say Bradley Beal.
I'd say Bradley Beal because he's more sought after.
Yeah. For
big market teams. So I'd say Bradley Beal.
And then I don't think Bradley Beal he's not gonna allow himself to go somewhere he knows he's not gonna win a championship. You know what I mean? I feel like he understands his talent.
And I think those guys are we can agree that those guys are pretty solid twos on a championship team.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. So number 5, probably the 2 youngest, best players in the league besides Anthony Edwards. Zion Williamson or LaMelo Ball?
Zion.
No, I'm going LaMelo Ball here. Yeah.
Why are you going LaMelo?
Because I believe LaMelo Ball can do more than what Zion can do. Can Zion facilitate as much as LaMelo? I don't believe so.
Don't get me wrong. There's still room for him to grow.
Well,
but I see where you're coming from.
But I think Zion's first. I understand Zion had the MCL, his meniscus problem, right? He had to learn how to walk again, and you know what I mean, all that, right? But I mean, Zion one year of playing in the NBA and 1 year playing for LaMelo, I take LaMelo. I understand Zion is in many ways a tank, in many ways an enforcer, right? But I think LaMelo is a better teammate. I think LaMelo is a better ball handler. I think Melo's a better facilitator. I think he's a better shooter of course, 100%. Yeah, I'll give Zion he can finish. But outside of that, no. And also, Zion is heavy. He's more prone to getting injured. You mean? LaMelo breaks his wrist and comes back. What is it, a month later?
And they win the playing game. No, I was gonna say is that Zion. The thing is, yeah, he can do all the things that LaMelo could do, but they still don't have an answer for him. With Curry, right? Like everyone's argument is, okay, besides shooting, what can Curry do? But no one has had an answer for Curry since he came into the NBA. So that's why I'm still going with Zion because no one has an answer for him.
What were
It was in 2013 they have an answer for Curry.
Okay.
Because he did have to grow into that shot. I mean, we all know.
But yeah, he had his
when he first came in, he had injuries. He was injury
Of course.
prone.
But you get what I mean.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be easier to build a team around LaMelo than it's gonna be build a team around Zion.
That's a pretty hot take too. Actually, I do agree with that.
That's what I think.
Just simply because of his playmaking ability.
Yeah.
All right, last one here. This might be a good one, honestly, considering that they're both somewhat in their primes. I think they're both in their primes. Paul George or Jimmy Butler? That was pretty fast, actually. I don't even think I finished his
Paul George, I
name.
knew I was going with somebody else.
Oh my. That's actually disrespectful.
Nah, I'm kidding. But I picked Jimmy Butler just because he was so close last year.
Yeah, definitely.
And
he got swept this year.
And again, I know this is gonna get you mad and stuff. If you're gonna take this off camera, but like even then with Bam getting hurt last year, it's like I don't think they still would have won that series. But it's like you want to see what would have happened if they had their players together and intact, healthy for the entire series. You get what I mean? So, and Jimmy was just so close.
So I think his 40-point triple-double was when Bam was out, right?
Yeah, it was
Game 5.
Yeah, game 5.
Still have an answer here. I'm gonna say Jimmy Butler for the reason that Jimmy Butler is a locker room guy. Jimmy Butler is the guy you want on your team. There's a scenario here. Many people know about this one. Say, oh, that's the guy I'll take with me in a dark alley, right? Like that's the guy I don't know what I'm walking into. That's the guy coming with me.
A lot of NBA players are like that.
Yeah, you're taking Jimmy Butler. Paul George. I want to take Paul George, right? Someone's gonna roll their eyes at Paul George. I'll take Jimmy Butler, okay? I think Jimmy Butler is a guy you want on your roster. I think it's a guy that's gonna rally the troops. I think it's a guy that's gonna trash talk you during practice and get the most out of you, right?
I mean, we all saw what he did to Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. So
and Bam at the free throw line.
And Bam at the free throw line.
Yeah.
I do agree that I think Jimmy gets it first simply because of his grind, his grit, and his mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's three things you want in a championship player.
He's a lunch pail guy. He's a lunch pail guy. Yeah.
There it is right there. That's what you should trademark, not pain train.
No,
in my opinion.
Both.
But yeah, that's the end of the game show.
All right, yeah.
I respect each and every answer. I thought you guys both had good points. No, I really do. I really think you hit it.
Yeah.
Except for your Jason Tatum one, I don't know, because you didn't really give an explanation for that one.
Because I wasn't allowed.
Yeah, that was a good show. So thank you guys once again for another episode of 3 Guys on Mic. For those of you who made it this far, guys, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe down below. We're getting close to 200 subscribers, guys. It feels like every day we're getting more and more subscribers, more and more views, guys. Really appreciate any feedback, guys. Any and all feedback, guys. Have a great day.
Let me see, I wrote it down right here. He only had like 18 points. I think it was 18 points.
Okay, go.
And he shot 5 for 18. I mean, that's...
That's good, yeah. Come on.
Pat's gonna edit that whole shit out.
Okay, alright, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna start off.
Hang on. In between it,
Right off his fucking this shit right here.
Nigga, what is that writing?
I know, I had to scribble it.
No, listen.
What the fuck?
Hurry up, fuck.
Alright,
And then say Chris Milton
on
had.
the next page.
Oh my
Okay, I got you. Ready? Try to stay serious.
Okay, alright, go.
Alright, ready? This is going in a compilation of bloopers right here.
Go, please. Just talk.
I'm not gonna talk, but you guys are laughing.
Okay, go. I'm good.
Alright. Chris
I'm fine.
Chris Middleton had 11 points.
We've been laughing for a minute.
He's just laughing again.
Go.
Alright. Chris Middleton had 11 points and shot 5 for 18 and 1 for 6. No, it was fine. That's that shit,
You're a
bro.
fucking adult, bro.
I was thinking this thing was like, yeah, like, I don't know, 18 points. This thing got 11.
Let's just start over.
Yeah, start over.
Okay.